friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is the first BoxyCharm video of the month because, yep, your girl has 2 boxes from PR to open for you. I am really excited about these boxes. I think a lot of us have been a little frustrated, having lovers quarrels with, maybe feeling a little unheard from our friends at Boxy, but this month so many of us have been hyped for what we have been sneak peeked, especially in the premium box. So I am so excited to do another first of the month, like right in the beginning of the month, unboxing and try on with you. Something I learned last month getting both of my boxes so early, super exciting, is that there's no real reviews for me to do the deep dives with you, because if you happen to be new here, hi, my name is Nichole, and I do a ton of BoxyCharm content for you. Yes, I open the boxes, I tell you everything I got, but I also go online, usually, and let you know what other actual users of the products are saying, people who have had them longer than me, giving their deep dive reviews, because maybe they have different skin than me, live in a different environment. There's, different perspectives on all products. That's why I love giving you as much information as I possibly can. But getting them this early in the month, I have the luxury of telling you what comes to me, and then I get to give you another update because I still get my paid for boxes later in the month, like literally at the end of the month. And then I can tell you all of those honest user reviews. And last month I did give you guys updates on what the user reviews for the products I got in these boxes were as well. I'll probably do that again. Be sure to be subscribed, and be sure to also hit the notification bell and go down and click all, because apparently YouTube is having another growing pain. Some of you have been letting me know that somehow you're getting unsubscribed to me or not getting notified when I do upload. So make sure you click the all button. I know technology has been so wild the past few years, but I'm really excited to do the unboxings with you. These are sent to me from PR with BoxyCharm, these two. My paid for boxes that I get later in the month, I love to compare to these to let you know, like, how do they compare? Which box do I prefer? Now, my personal boxes, I actually get to pick choice items with. For PR boxes, just so you know, I don't get to pick anything. They don't even know like what my hair color is really, or eye color. There's no like tying markers to these boxes. So it's always a surprise to me what I'm going to be getting. I'm really excited to just get in here. Can you tell? Also, you're going to hear a little bit of a sound machine. I'm sorry. I live in Florida, where last night we just had a hurricane. Good times. And my puppy Penny, who is feeling better. Cooper and Penny are feeling better. You guys had asked me to give you an update because their tummies were a little upset over the past few weeks. They're doing better. But now with the hurricane, Penny's a little scared, so she still has her thunder jacket on, and I left one of our sound machines on just to keep her calm, because you're going to hear probably rain throughout this video because it's going to rain today, is what it is. But I'm so excited. I'm out of coffee, so hold on. I got to get a drink to talk to you about it. Hold on. That's better. If you are unfamiliar with BoxyCharm, they have 3 different styles of boxes. This is the base box you can get for $25 a month, 5 full-size items. I'm going to have a ton of information and links for you down below. And the premium box that we get every month as well, if you sign up for it, separate subscription, but I think like 6 to 7 full-size items in this month. I'm so excited to talk to you about the theme of this box, but we'll get there. And every quarter, there could be a Luxe box, which is an upgrade from the base. If you're interested, check out all of my great information about BoxyCharm in the information box below. And without further ado, I can't wait to get into these boxes with you. I have a bare face because there's more than likely going to be skincare in here. We know like 99% of the time there is skincare. I have already looked in here and used a few items, but I think by few I mean 2 out of both of these boxes, just to give myself a little bit of a learning curve on how they work and my thoughts, because I usually do wear tests for you guys, and when you get them this early in the month and then I want to shoot it and put up my videos sooner, I don't always get to do that. So I want to give you as much info as I can. So without further ado, let's open up these boxes. Grab your tea, grab your water, grab your coffee, grab your vitamin water, grab whatever you love to drink, grab your snack. Tell us below what you are having, and let's have some quality BoxyCharm girl time together. Cheers! I'm going to start with the base box because I'm pretty sure there is some skincare in here that I'm going to be starting my face with. So what's in the box? Call me corny, call me old school. I love a good under the sea theme vibe because, well, my Ariel Little Mermaid heart just thoroughly enjoys it. Hashtag millennial. This is the Fantasy box. How cute is that? The products I use here on my channel are cruelty-free, and everything in this box is cruelty-free. So excited. Okay, so I picked this for my choice item for my personal boxes too, so I'm really curious to see how the boxes compare this month. The first thing I see in here is the Pharmacy Whipped Greens Cleanser. This is an oil-free foaming cleanser that draws out dirt and oil and impurities. So I'm really excited to use this morning. I love the Pharmacy line. If you've watched any of my videos on my recommendations for add-ons or pop-ups where you can get past items, future items, all kinds of items for really great deals, I always say Pharmacy as a whole brand. Amazing. Love, love, love. We're going to be using this in a second together. This looks like Gen Skin. This is a hydrating marine algae eye masks. Oh, it's still in a tub though. With eye masks, I'm used to getting like individual pieces, so this should be real interesting to use. So the Pharmacy is $28. The Generation Skin Hydrating Marine Algae Eye Patches. It says eye patches. I gotta open this up now. This is $49.99. This is a $50. Oh boy. Oh, they got like a whole little setup in here. It's got a little spatula. I do enjoy. Then you pop the top open. Oh, and then there and there. Woo! Okay, this is looking like a pretty skincare heavy box. You know how I feel about that. A lot of us are kind of like, we miss makeup. The next thing in here looks pretty cool. This is the Dermalect Cosmeceuticals Out Crease Retinol Trifecta Serum for $39. This is supposed to successfully target the look of fine lines and wrinkles, thick skin, and sun damage. The formula features 3 tremendously, important word there, effective forms of retinol, activates in a concentrate micro encapsulated delivery system. Why we gotta use all these fancy words? Just tell me what it's gonna do to my face. Am I gonna look pretty? Am I gonna look younger? Am I gonna look like I actually got full sleep last night and then a hurricane didn't just come through? Because that's the test I need right now. And then, okay, all right, this is so stinking cute. How adorable are these sponges? It looks like a little bento box. Yes? Okay, my Nancy Drew is showing. This is so cute. These are M2 NYC makeup blending sponge sets. It's a collection of 4 super soft latex-free 3D makeup blending sponges for $20. And the last item in the box is the only makeup. Boxy. My friends that don't get premium still want makeup. Makeup heavy. Makeup heavy. We've got a lot of skincare in one face. Okay, so, I have tried this brand before, and I do like this brand. This is the $Billion Brows On Point Micro Pencil. Okay, you guys know I love a micro pencil, especially for the front half of my brows, so I am really excited about this. I'm sorry, does this say waterproof? Brows On Point Waterproof Micro Brow Pencil. Well, you know, it is rainy season in Florida. Hurricanes are among us. Waterproof might be what I need for these brows. I am a little sad though because they don't do for influencers like our quizzes or anything like that, so they don't know our color matching. And the shade I got was taupe. And your girl's hair isn't taupe, but that's cool. Maybe I can make it work. We'll find out. That's all the makeup in there though, folks. That's disappointing. Oh, this is $16. $16. So now we're gonna move on to unboxing the premium, which we're all excited for. I'm excited for, because if you do not know, the box had a takeover theme this month. This only happens every now and then, very rarely. And it is with Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am so excited. I really was kind of hoping for the opposite palette that I asked for in my paid for, so that way I could have both options to try for you guys. But that didn't happen. I did end up getting the one that I was really excited to choose as my choice item for my paid for boxes later this month. This is the Pro Pigment Palette Volume 3 by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I kind of just had to open with this right away because it's the first thing everybody's going to want to know. It's super exciting and it sits right on top of this box at the moment. And yes, I've already played with it, because I couldn't not. This is the palette that I was eyeballing when it came out. Was it a year and a half, 2 years ago now? I even went to the store to look at it and then like saw the size of it because it's big. I mean, it's as big as my head. And then I was like, you know what? I don't know if I need that. And I'm so glad I didn't buy it so I could get excited for it in BoxyCharm. And you guys know eyeshadow palettes, they're my kryptonite. That's the one thing I will always fold on and want to buy. I've only used 2 items out of all of these products I'm showing you today. The first one was the palette. The second one is, I did not choose this for my choice, so I'm really excited to see that I got the translucent BoxyLuxe. Looking for the logo, Anastasia Beverly Hills powder. Okay, so you can definitely tell I've used it because look how dirty she already looks. So that's kind of a sad thing if you care about that stuff. I really don't. But I'm enjoying this powder so far. Spoiler alert, I'm going to show you how it applies. I'm going to show you how it does all the stuff. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'll get there. I definitely just had coffee. Can we tell? Okay, didn't even tell you prices yet because the card was buried. The Norvina Pro Pigment Volume 3 palette is $60. 60. Super excited to have this. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Powder, $38. Getting the value out of this box. So excited. Now, nothing else in here have I tried. Nothing. Probably should have worn purple today. Do I have purple? I don't even think I have purple, honestly. Next thing on the card here is something I have never tried, and I'm honestly, I'm probably going to put it on in the name of being a review of this box and a review channel here, but I really think if you don't need it at the moment, hang on to it because mascaras only last like 3 months, and I have quite a few open, but this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara for $25. Really excited for this. I get into this problem sometimes with BoxyCharm where they will send back-to-back mascaras, or I'll have so many open that I like, and then I feel like I always need to review the one that's brand new, and then I've got too many open, and that's how waste can happen. So if you don't have to do this, don't. I'm kind of looking over there, and my old Fenty one is, I think we're getting close to the 3-month mark, so I think I'll go ahead and open this and try it today. I usually do anyway. It's just one of those things, you know? Be mindful. The next thing here is, okay, so these last two things I'm a little sad about because of the color. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick. This is a full pigment liquid lipstick that dries down to a weightless matte finish for smudge-proof wearability for $20. But, unfortunately, the shade Malt is definitely not my jam. I pulled it out just to kind of see, maybe it's not so dark, is kind of what I was thinking. When I looked at the color, it's definitely just, it's a dark brown. I'm really not going to open this, try this, and wear this, unfortunately, because it's not my color I would wear. I have other formulas of this. Okay, so I have another liquid lipstick here that it's a little too pale for me, but it's better than being way too dark. So what I'll do for this video is probably use this, which is the same formula. Mine here is in the shade Pure Hollywood Liquid Lipsticks. This is more my jam than this dark brown, unfortunately. So when I am doing a try on, I'll use the same formula, just a different shade I already have in my collection. Also, I love this product from their brand. I feel like obviously there had to be a brow product in here because that's really what put ABH on the map. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer for $23. I love getting these kind of things in boxes because it's such a coveted product. A lot of their brow products are, not just this one. But then if you've never gotten to try it, maybe couldn't afford such a luxe feeling brand, I mean, 23 bucks for something for your brows, it's a bit extreme, especially if you love drugstore items. Unfortunately, just like the other product though, this one is in taupe, so I don't honestly know if this would work for my brows. Probably not. Maybe I'll open it and look once I get to that part. But if not, I know I've tried this formula. Know I love it. I may even still have one in a closer shade match to me, and I might give this one away too. Stay tuned. We'll get there. One more thing. These are the Norvina False Lashes in the style Snazzy for $12. Now we are to the part. I think I got everything. Oh yeah, and if you want, because if you want a deal, or if you used to get BoxyCharm and you're like, man, I missed out on the ABH box, I maybe have a little something for you, a little something. They have a buy one, get one 50% off at AnastasiaBeverlyHills.com if you use the code ABHXBoxy. So if you use this code, you could get a buy one, get one 50% off. Just wanted to share that here with you in case you missed out on this box, or maybe you got something that isn't in the color for you and you're like, man, I like this formula. Now that I've gotten to try it, then you can go get a deal on something that would work better for you shade match wise. Now I'm going to take you into the bathroom with me while I go wash my face. I haven't even taken this out of the box yet. We're going to go wash our face with this, and then we're going to do some under eye work. Then I guess maybe some retinols. We'll see. We're going to do all the things. We'll see if they all should go together. I'll let you know. Probably only now and then. And welcome to my bathroom, where I just brought in the pharmacy whipped greens to wash my face. But I thought, because I opened up the cabinet here to set up my little camera to get this filmed for you, and I thought I should probably show you just a tiny bit of what I have to move around skincare wise to add more skincare in. So this is just like the middle row of my mirror vanity here. Just the middle row. I even have so much more skincare in my beauty space, in my little tiny fridge underneath my beauty counter. There's a lot. Boxy, we're covered. We're good. Give us makeup. Anyway. Okay, welcome to my bathroom and where my husband hangs his nice work shirts. Welcome to our lives. So I'm going to be washing my face with this, and all it says to do is to wet the skin and massage into face and neck in a circular motion. You can also use this with the second cleanse following the makeup melt away cleansing balm, which I also have and love and totally recommend. So let's get into this. Okay, so it smells really clean. I think it's that fruity, clean smell because there is like a papaya on the bottle. It's not a bad scent at all, and it's not super heavy scent either. I like how this is foaming up. Got my baby hairs on here, whatever. It's not gonna be a great hair day anyway. It's all good. I like how it lathers. I did not need that much. A little dab would probably do ya. Good to know. Get the neck area like it told me to. Skincare is important all the way down, neck ladies. Nobody tell my husband I'm using his towel because it's closer. Don't rat me out. We're friends. Okay, I like the feeling afterwards. It feels clean. It feels a little tightening, but not anything dramatic. Not like really tight or anything. Feels nice and clean, and like I'm ready to go on to my next steps, really. Okay, so it feels really nice, like I mentioned. So I'm ready to go on to the next step, and I'm going to do the Skin Gen eye patches. So let's see how this works. It says use the enclosed mini spatula to lift and separate eye patch. Apply the patch to clean, dry under eye area. Repeat on the other eye. Wait approximately 10-15 minutes. Gently peel off the patches. Lightly massage the remaining serum into the skin around the under eye area for maximum results. I really like hearing that I'm just supposed to rub in. Oh, look, one just pulled up here for me. Convenient. Because if you guys remember last month when we got those AMNK or whatever that brand was, sparkly ones, they wanted you to immediately remove whatever was remaining under your eye, and that made all of us go, wait, what? Why? Well, that's not what we're used to with our skincare. They're really sensitive, and just putting my fingernail next to it pulled it and ripped it a little bit, I think. So here, woo, it's like a jelly. It's like a little jellyfish on my face. Very cooling, very wet, and kind of gummy. Probably have a paper towel or a grandma napkin with you. I can't really show you guys the spatula motion because it's just way too slippery and I will drop it all over the place. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is good. Okay. Did I do this right? Are these on backwards? You girl did it backwards. Who's shocked? Not it. So it actually goes. Oh no! See how she rips? She's real gentle, real sensitive. Just gotta fix that little guy there. Okay. Now we're gonna let this sit for 10-15 minutes. I'm wondering if this one's gonna stay. Well, they do feel a little slippery. I'm a little concerned. A little jellyfish is on my face. This didn't go I thought this went the other way because this is what happens is it gets like right up in there because I keep trying to put it right under the eye in this shape. It's like, okay, now we gotta shift because it's definitely a moving little muffin here. Can't really get directly under the eye like I'm used to because of it's like more like cheekbone than it is under eye. I don't know how I feel about that shape. This is how I guess they just leave that spot empty down here. Which, because I'm looking at pictures on their websites and I'm like, how am I supposed to do this? I don't like that it's not butted up against my lower lid. Why? Because I'm me and that's what I'm used to. I guess we just leave that spot there. Okay, moving on, just a minute. I guess there's no wrong way to do it. You do you. You do whatever makes your face work great. That's fine. Okay, it has been about 15 minutes now and I can tell you it still feels a very cooling effect. They did not move too much, but I did need to adjust this one a little bit. The ripped one has actually not moved at all. It's been awesome, but I think because it was ripped, I may rip them on purpose in the future. Just, stumbled across a good tip because then I could put it kind of closer to where I like, which is a little closer underneath the eye, than having to have this piece all the way up in my eye. If you hear Penny roaming around, it's just because she can't decide if it's going to rain or not. Dog mom life. It's a thing. They do feel like they've dried a bit, but nothing feels like super duper tacky anymore, or not tacky, super goopy anymore. It feels like it's definitely had a moment to dry, and it's kind of like adhered to my face even more as that process was going on. So now I'll just remove them. It does feel a little still cooling though. I like that. Helps with the depuffing in the mornings, you know, when we didn't get much sleep. This one did move just a touch, but not too much. Because I wanted to move it back up closer to the eye. And there's just a little bit of product left under the eye, not terribly too much to like feel like I have to wash my face again or anything. It's pretty nice. I'm just going to kind of let this absorb though before I go on. What I'll probably do is what I would normally do with skincare. After you do like any step of skincare, give it a good few minutes before you go into the next thing. Otherwise, you may just be competing with it. And the next thing we're going to be doing is a serum. A brand new serum, because we've got so many serums. I actually am still using from last month's box this Skin Regime from Comfort Zone, I do believe. I am really liking this. I wasn't sure I felt it first. Update really quickly. I like that. I feel like it does a really great benefits for my skin, and my skin feels so soft. I love taking that down my neck into my chest, rubbing it in. This area feels so buttery. I love that feeling. Just a weird update for you on a past box. But the next thing we will be doing once this settles is the Out Crease Retinol Trifecta Serum. You can apply AM and PM, apply on cleansed skin, drop to each cheek, forehead, chin, and under the eyes. I'm gonna give myself just a beat to let this settle, and then we'll go on. All right, here we go. It's been about 5-7 minutes. We're gonna dive into this. According to the claims, this is supposed to be good for all skin types. Whoop, I'm getting it everywhere. It's apparently a messy little beat. Oh, you don't need a lot. Little dab will apparently do ya. Oh, wow. It's supposed to help with fine lines, make everything look a little bit brighter, more youthful. So those are a lot of claims, a lot of great claims, but we shall see. Oh boy. Rejuvenated, those words. Okay, this is like kind of oily feeling. I'll give you that heads up, which I was not, I guess, expecting or anticipating, because I don't want to look oily and I'm already looking like I just worked out. Hopefully this absorbs well. I'll keep you posted here as we move along into this try-on. It says it promotes increased cell turnover and improves the look of congested and UV damaged skin. So, you know, it's summer. I want all the help I can get. This is a retinol, so again, if it's something that you don't usually use in your skincare routine, just lightly introduce it is my personal recommendation to you. I am not a skincare channel necessarily, but I do play around with a ton of skincare thanks to BoxyCharm specifically. And retinols, vitamin C things are things that work great for my skin, but I'd say introduce them gradually. Okay, now it doesn't feel so oily. Now that it's now worked into my skin, and I probably had too much because I wasn't anticipating the runniness of the product. It's super runny in the dropper. Now that it's absorbing into my skin, it's starting to feel like a little bit of a powder finish on me, I would say. Now, I will tell you, I dermaplaned my face over the weekend, just in like these certain areas that I get a little extra peach fuzz, because I wanted to see how that would help my makeup application and skincare. So that could be helping it as well, but it's starting to have more of like a powdered down finish, which is interesting with the serum. I don't usually experience that. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes, give myself some minute. Can I put this on my chest? Forehead, chin, under the eyes, apply 2 to 3 times per week is what it says. Gradually increasing your frequency as tolerated. I'm gonna do just a little bit on the décolletage area because I got the top for it anyway, and your girl could use some help there all the time. Starts out kind of oily, runny, and then it works down, so stay tuned. Okay, we're going to be moving on to these sponges next that I got in the base box, and I'm just so in love with how cute these are. It just looks like a little bento box. I almost feel bad taking it apart. I'm wondering if, I know they're different looking shapes. I'm just curious if they all feel the same. All right, how do I get in here? Why is it childproof? Very spongy soft, not too dense at all, very marshmallowy. So we have this sponge here that looks like an IT Cosmetics sponge with the flat side, a little egg shape here, super soft, super duper soft. And then we have this side here with a much flatter edge, but also a rounded side. This would probably be good also for putting powders on as well as liquid concealers, foundations. The very well-known little figure 8 shape here. Got a little flat edge to her. I guess the blue one feels maybe a tiny bit more dense than like the pink one and orange one, but not much. Very iconic. This one's definitely a bit denser. More beauty blender style. That's just that teardrop shape. Do the Real Techniques ones because this is kind of the style I'm really used to using. And you know what? I'll even do this really more dense one to see if I notice anything once I get them wet. They both definitely increased in size for sure. I mean, so much bigger here. This purple one definitely got softer. It got a little less dense, so it can hold maybe a little bit more product. Super squishy, super duper squishy. This one for my foundation, I'm going to use my Natasha Transform Matte, and then I'll use this Beauty Blender little dupe here. That's, I mean, I'll say slightly denser, but not by much. Mostly just the shape, I think, is doing that for an e.l.f. concealer. Okay, so I do have some thoughts on the sponges for the way I like to do makeup and the products that I just used that I know I really, really love and I trust them a lot. I normally don't need 2 coats of this foundation, especially when I put on as much as I started with. A softer sponge will always pull a little bit more makeup away. It's always going to give you a more natural finish, but because this already feels so natural to me and it does a great job of showing my freckles but also blurring my skin, I know how much to put on to give me the look I'm wanting to achieve. This type of sponge is so soft, it pulls it away. Like, and you can keep pressing it in. It's a little bit more work to do with this because it's so soft and it feels like you're gonna have to keep putting the product back in. The finished result is always gonna be really pretty because it's a more natural look. Unless you're going for a full beat and that's all you want to look like it's fully masked, then this will probably not be your jam. But if you're wanting something that is going to complement you but not be overwhelming, I do enjoy these sponges. I just feel like it takes too much of the product away just to touch. But that's really how I have always felt about too soft of sponges. I do think the purple one that I keep saying is probably a little bit more dense. It's probably also the shape. Is a little bit better at not taking away too much of the product, but it will still do that because it's super soft and it's pulling it away when it's wet. Did not try them when they were dry. That's also an option you can do, especially with how soft these are. It's not going to be like beating your face up, so that is an option. And since I have 4, I might try that tomorrow maybe with something like this. But I do like the finished result. Nothing is powdered down yet. I have no brows on. This is just letting you know my wild, in the moment YouTuber thoughts on trying these sponges. Super soft, gonna pull a little bit away more product for a natural look, and then it could also eat some of your makeup. So it kind of depends on what you value and where you want your makeup to look at the end. You know what I mean? Not bad. So now what I'm gonna do is move on to the ABH setting powder. Some loose powders don't perform the way I always enjoy with a damp beauty sponge. However, I have found when I was using not any of these sponges, a different sponge with this powder over the weekend, it did a great job. So I'm curious if I just use, maybe this sponge for a setting powder with it, how will it do? Because it is a softer sponge than I'm used to using. But the powder has been doing really well, so I have been able to give you that long-term review as far as this product goes. Just putting a little bit in the cap. Gonna dip my beauty sponge into it. As you can see, we got a good amount of powder on here. I'm just gonna powder this in. With the softer sponge, it definitely spreads way nicer as far as the powder goes, but it also puts a bit more down than I'm used to because it did not do this much with my more dense sponge that I've been using. We're setting some makeup today, ladies. We're going a little back in time here. I wasn't expecting it to grab this much or, spread this much, but maybe the sponges will work great with this particular powder. Not a bad problem to have. I'm just taking whatever's left and just kind of putting it all over now because, whew, this sponge is letting it live its best. It's spreading it and letting it go far. You're a dry skin girl, this is probably scaring the ever-loving crap out of you, isn't it? It's okay. We'll get through it. It's all right. I'm oily. It's fine. Most of you guys are going to know I'm also a big advocate of letting a powder now rest. I am going to take a fluffier brush and just kind of like take off the excess here. Just kind of put in whatever I need. Swipe. any excess away with a fluffy Luxy brush. I've been surprised with how much over the past few days I've enjoyed this powder, the bit I've gotten to use it. I feel like I'm really trying it now because I just put a lot more on than I have. So we're just reviewing makeup and having fun today. Now, a lot of times what I will do, since I have now down some powder, is go on to brows to let my face settle with the powders that I have just used. That is the bummer. Both of the brow products both came in the shade taupe, but because I know I have this, I've had this before and I like it a lot, I don't really need to review that other than to tell you I've got it. I probably have one in there. I'll look. But I'll try the $1 Billion Brows Waterproof. Looks like a $1 Billion Brows pencil if you've ever tried the product before from Boxy. I have. I like that there's a spoolie. It's a firm spoolie, but not too bad. Just be gentle. It's a little rougher than I'm used to using on the day-to-day. And then there is the micro tip right here. So let's see. Not sure how this color is going to do. Wonder if it'll work just to do what I need. Man, and I'm just going right in. I'm not even like swatching on my hand. I'm like, let's just see. YouTuber in the wild. I'm curious, since it's waterproof, how much time I have to play with it, if I can like move it around with the brush once I get it down or what. I don't know, maybe this color won't be too bad. Before, after, before, after. You feel me? So I have filled in my brows with this $1 Billion Brows pencil in the shade taupe, and really it's not too shabby. I do obviously need to add some powders and other things to it to also darken it up a little bit and give it a little bit more fluff, fill it in just a touch more because this is a micro pencil, but it does do a really good job, at least so far being fresh, of putting in those very natural lines. I do notice that a lot though with a fresher product, like something brand new. It's going to have the ability, because it's got sharper edges, it's, you know, a fresh product. But I'm not mad about this. Really not. Should I try the other one? Maybe I'll open up the other Anastasia product, see what the taupe looks like. But because I've had that product, I do know that, you know, usually the color is pretty, you know, pigmented. This is the one that I think is kind of like, some people love this one, some people don't, because it's the triangular tip. I happened to fall in love with this like in 2017, and this was like my pencil of choice. Looks pretty light for my hair color. I hate to swatch it and then not be able to give it away. Let me see what my other one is. Let me see if I still have any of these. I think I maybe only have caramel left from before. Probably I went this dark. A little bit of a firmer product. It's not too creamy as to last in your brows and not run, but it does take some buildup. That's kind of why I'm worried if I use the taupe, it might be way too light, because this isn't even the darker shade that I use more frequently if I am using this product. And this kind of shows you the color for caramel. Leans a little light compared to my hair color. Let me use this really quick instead of the taupe, just to give you an idea of what it does, how it fills. But if you've watched my channel in the past, you've definitely seen me use this product before. It does tend to give a bit of a wider marking for your brows. So if you have really, really thin brows, you may just want to use the angle on it, or it may be a little difficult for you to work if you don't like too bossy of a brow, bold of a brow. But it is pretty nice to brush through to fill in. It can be a really quick product. This is something I fell in love with, like I said, in like 2017, 2018, because it was so quick. I felt like it could really fill in some brows without taking 10-15 minutes in the morning. I like this one now has the Anastasia product in it, and this one just has the $1 Billion Brows. You can see how it looks much fuller, much deeper, much richer. It's a really great formula. I like it a lot. Ends the moment we have been waiting for, getting into this palette. I am really excited. I have played with her once before, and I mostly stuck to some of these more neutral shades just to see what I could do. But let me tell you, this girl is pigmented. She is vibrant. She shows up. Something I thought could be a little bit more of a neutral look definitely leaned into the color of the lid here. It was definitely orange, but definitely beautiful. The shimmers were great, super blendable, super pigmented. So I feel like I need to try to get into some other shades today. I do really want to play with this palette because it's so bold, so pretty. I'm looking on Instagram right now, so I'm going to just kind of let the makeup speak to me and not feel the pressure to be like, oh, let's talk about this color, let's talk about that color. I'm gonna just play with this as I normally would, as I normally enjoy makeup. I will definitely do some swatches for you in this, but I'm gonna just kind of like let you watch me put this together with a little bit of a fast forward. Here we go. Okay, I did not know what I was going to be getting to, and girl, half of you are probably out there like, girl, I cannot do that on a daily basis. First, took too long. Second, holy color, Batman, what did you do to your face? So here's the thing. I did the most neutral look I could think of on my own probably a couple days ago. Yesterday I was preparing for a hurricane. I went into a lot of the neutrals like I had said earlier, and for me, it was a gorgeous like burnt orange, neutral but some shimmer on the lids color look, and I really liked it, and I'm sure by the time this video goes up I'll have done another look or two with this that I'll try to make a little bit more wearable day-to-day looks for you. But I had to get into some of these richer, bolder colors because I needed to see how they blended, how they laid, how they built on top of each other. Sorry, Cooper just decided to interrupt mommy when she was going through the laundry list of stuff. And rather than edit it out and try to say everything again, I'm just going to keep building on what I was saying. I needed to see more. And I almost added green in down here. And then I kind of thought, well, maybe that'll be too much. I don't know. I may still play with a green shade. I'm really impressed with all of these shadows. Now, I know Norvina is technically under the umbrella, the daughter of ABH, Anastasia. But these stand up to her mom's quality. These are really good. They're probably the same. You guys probably know more than me as far as like the formulation and all of those things. I'm just here to tell you, I really thought some of these shades that are harder to make and usually historically like the purples and the darker pinks, maybe they're going to be harder to blend. Maybe they're going to be a little choppy. Not at all. All of the shades I went into and I layered. I went back and forth with colors and did like some style techniques that I don't normally just to get more color on my eyes. While I'm curling my lashes, I will say I went through quite a few brushes. I had a lot of brushes on deck because I wanted to see if I could do a little bit of like a sunset shade like variant where it's like a little bit darker and then a little bit more of a middle tone, a transition shade, and then a little bit lighter. And in order to achieve something like that, I needed more brushes to kind of go back and forth with. And so while I feel like I dirtied quite a few brushes in the name of this eye look, I am not disappointed in the end result because I think it's really smooth, really blended. I'm pretty impressed. And this is not a technique I do a lot. Okay, so I am a lash curler. I always curl my lashes before I go into any mascaras anyway. But then I also want to put on those lashes. That was the other thing. I was like, with a bold lash, why not do a little bit of bold eyeshadow, you know? So I'm going to be going into now the Lash Brag, which is a volumizing mascara. Let's see how this does. A lot of you guys know the way I feel personally about mascara is, you know, let's see how it does initially, but then you also gotta open it up, let it thicken, oxidize, live its life, and then it can get even better halfway through sometimes. So this is going to be an ongoing test. How pretty is this packaging? Whew, girl, you look so pretty. Let's see the wand. Ooh. Looks like a nice wand. I like that style. It's starting to rain, guys, so if you hear, well, rain, welcome to Florida summer. I'm seeing a little bit of clumpiness with this formula on the brush as I'm pulling it through. So be mindful of that for sure. Okay, I'm kind of going back in just to kind of see if I can get any of these clumps off of my brush. And heads up that there are a decent amount of clumps. This is a clumpy formula apparently, which isn't my favorite personally. But I'm not going to judge a book in the beginning. You know, this is first impressions. I like how it's separating but not clumping them together. That's something I really dislike about a lot of different mascaras, where I feel like in the attempt to make lashes look bolder, they grab a bunch of small ones and make it into one large one. I don't like that on my eye shape personally, so I like how this is, at least so far, separating and elongating for the volume. Lower lashes are a lot harder to do with all the clumps on the brush. I keep putting it back in, hoping to get a cleaner sweep with this. This may not be my favorite brush or formula for lower lashes for sure, because it's gonna get messy real quick, and I just did so much time on this eye look. I'm like, I don't want to mess it up. I'm gonna give this some more time, but as I kept using it, the clumpier and clumpier this formula felt. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not mad at the finished result. I just had to be super duper careful as I kept using this wand and this formula. Now I have to, though, try those lashes. And of course, there's no lash glue. I'm sure when I do get to reviews on this, probably middle of the month, people are gonna complain that there's no glue. I did just buy a brand new drugstore duo glue. This is the glue I prefer, where it isn't the squeezy tube, it is the version that has the wand on it. This is much easier for me to control how much glue I use, so I'll be using this with the lashes. I am one lash in, but I'm not a big fan of always doing a liner, obviously, and I actually really like how these allow the color and the pigmentation and all the work I just did for these eyes to come through, because these aren't too full. They are just a complement to the eye look so far. So I'm almost done. I'm starting to wonder something as I'm getting ready to do my lips. As you can see, I'm prepping with some liner. Okay, so I'm sitting here wondering, because I told you that the one that I got is really super brown, like really crazy brown, not something I would normally wear. But I'm remembering now that the one I just got, the one that I do have is in the shade Pure Hollywood, and it's honestly a little too light. So now I'm sitting here going, should I try mixing them? I do have on a little bit of a deeper lip liner just to try to help balance things out here a little bit. This is the one I have. It's a nude pinky tone. Should I just go with this? I don't want to waste product. If I were to combine these two is what I'm wondering, if I could, just to kind of like deepen the one I have on my hand up with this, because I do find I don't reach for this too much because it is on the paler side and I don't want concealer lips. You know what, I already have it. I didn't have anybody in mind to give it to, so let's try it. Why not? When in Rome. So I feel like I have to move fast because it is a matte. Let's see. Because what I want to maybe do is kind of like what you see on Instagram sometimes, where people just do some dots and see if they can do a little bit of an ombre look. Maybe I'm going to mess this all up. Who knows? Probably. Foreshadowing. Oh, it is so brown. Oh, man. I wish they'd send more complimentary tones. And again, this is my PR box, guys. This isn't just like my paid for box, because I know a lot of us complain, but I know there's always a concern. Do influencers get better colors, products, all those things? This is not a better color for me. Gonna try something though. This may backfire. Probably will, knowing me. See what I mean? Without color's just a little too light. And since this is such a drying matte formula, I have a feeling the only way we're gonna save this is with a gloss or something on top. I just saw myself in the viewfinder. The things I do for this channel. Have you hit subscribe yet? Have you hit subscribe? Drying down. Drying down. Getting to be too much. Where's the napkin? Uh-oh. The thing about this formula, no matter what, I may have to do this part after I fix my lips. It's so drying. The thing that's hard about this formula. Super drying. Trying to mix these two. It kind of worked in some spots and not in others. And the ones that it's not are noticeable. Do influencers get the better colors? No. Final answer. So this is really drying. This is uncomfortable. Super, like, cake looking lips. Why did I think this would work? I probably didn't yesterday when I had reason in my brain. All right, let's see here. Let me see if an iconic London lip plumping gloss can save this. Otherwise, I may just be doing my lips totally over. Now I'm kind of getting to the color I was sort of going for, but not really. I don't know what's happening. I think I was able to finally get it a little bit more balanced out here. The idea was there. I think if it weren't for the fact that this formula is extremely drying, extremely matte, maybe that could have worked if there was a little bit of satin sheerness to any of these, but there's not. They're the exact same formula, just in two very different shades, as you can see here. So, thoughts on the lipsticks. I don't really reach for the one that I have terribly too much, except for a base piece when I'm confident that I have something amazing to put on top, like a gloss or maybe a bullet lippy that's got some nice movement to it, but lastability. What I do like about liquid lipsticks, as a lot of you guys know, is I love that they last way more throughout the day than a gloss would, because I'm already on my second water at the moment. But it took a minute to get here. She's looking a little rough. So I think that is everything I have to try on. Let me just kind of complete my look and give you some final thoughts. Okay guys, I am now to the point where I think I've got everything on. I am feeling like the 80s are back with my whole look right now. I mean, I've got my off the shoulder, I have the bold eye look going, my hair feels really big. It literally just took me about 5 minutes just to deflate all of this bigness that is the humidity to my curly hair. Let's go through everything I think as a first impression at this moment, because there is a lot to be had here. I'm so grateful for the premium box being an ABH takeover, because this is where we finally get some makeup. Thank you, BoxyCharm, Anastasia, for giving us some darn makeup. Because going backwards to where we started this video with the base box, we only had one piece of makeup and it was for brows, which isn't very sexy makeup, is it? It's not like a highlighter, an eyeshadow palette. It's, you know, brows, which are important, at least to my face frame, but I know not everybody's going to be excited about one brow product, one makeup product in general. I'm definitely going to keep using, so stay tuned, be subscribed. Oh yeah, and if you don't know, I do quarterly BoxyCharm reviews, and I am due for one in the upcoming weeks. So I gotta schedule that in, I gotta pull some stuff aside. Stay tuned, be subscribed. I always give you guys updates on all my BoxyCharm makeup throughout in monthly videos and updates with dedicated BoxyCharm videos. This Pharmacy Whipped Greens face cleanser, I actually really liked this. I want to give this some more love and try it a little bit more than just a first impression. I prefer to give you longer wear and try tests based off how I feel about things, because it kind of takes a minute to figure things out. But so far, really love this, and I love the Pharmacy brand. Super great. The eye masks from Jen Skin is really interesting, because I'm kind of having a little bit of a love-hate relationship with it. I don't know if it really did much, but this was my only first impression. So you know we got to give this more time. I kind of preferred the ripped side because then I could kind of get things where I needed them, and then they stuck, didn't move. Whereas the other one, the shape was a little bit of a detractor, but I loved the cooling effect for the entire time I had it on. I'm thinking I'm going to try these in the mornings a couple of days, see if it helps with puffiness, see if it kind of helps me with the rest of my look. And right now it's not detracting from today's makeup at all, which is great. Okay, girls, this one more time for my friends in the back. Even if you're new here with skincare, we have to give this a longer amount of time. First impressions with skincare is just letting you know really how the texture feels on your skin, giving you the claims. But if we want to see any results, if you want to know my personal updates, definitely stay tuned, be subscribed, and I will for sure be giving you updates in my mid-month BoxyCharm video where I get my paid boxes. I'm sure this is going to come up, and last month I gave you guys updates again on what are other people saying I love giving you that intel. So right now, enjoying it. The little sponges that kind of look like a little bottle of Easter eggs here, right? I enjoyed these a lot. They're very soft though. I did try, while I was needing to put down some powder for my eye look, I did try this one dry. It did great. So I think what I may try to do tomorrow is maybe my foundation with a dry sponge and compare it to how it was with the really wet one. It's really great. I mean, it's not like it was a bad thing that it pulled away some more of my makeup. It was just, I needed to add a little bit more product, and that's a pricey foundation. Your girl isn't trying to burn through that anytime soon. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more experimenting with these sponges, but they're really nice. You know, there's nothing you can really complain about with this. And the $1 Billion Brows, even though this came in the shade taupe, totally surprised me. The only thing in my brows today are the two products I talked about, both the Anastasia product and this $1 Billion Brows pencil. And I think the brows look pretty good. Now, after I do some edits, sometimes with color correcting, because I've been pretty much filming for half of a day now, I'm curious if it's gonna look a little lighter than it does in person. That can happen occasionally because I do film in front of natural light. So we will see how this goes. But right now, in person, they look filled in. They don't look too bossy. They go with my hair pretty decently. So I'm not mad about this at all. And I was concerned because the color taupe and the swatch on the side led me to think it could be a little too pale, maybe good for blonde, but not bad. And that was the base PR box. Then shifting over here into my premium takeover box. I'm so happy with like 90% of everything in here. And considering how we've really felt about BoxyCharm since 2021 really kicked off, that's pretty much saying what an amazing box, right? The Volume 3 palette is the one that I had in my choice, which you will see mid-month unless they end up sending me the other one for some other reason. So this is the palette that I was really excited to play with because I thought it had a lot of color options. This year, especially, I think we've been getting a ton of pinks and purples in the box as far as eyeshadow palettes go. I mean, I could pull out a bunch right now that I've already received from BoxyCharm. So really, the purple one wasn't speaking to me anyway because we've already gotten a ton of those. I wanted some variety, but even years ago when this first came out, this was the color story I wanted because I wanted some of these bolder shades, some of these neutral tones, some of the vibrancy you see in this. The greens I'm going to be playing with soon. Really great palette too for a really great mirror. Great quality. It is a bit on the bigger side, so I am going to have to organize my drawers, but she's worth it. I really think this formula is really nice, and I'm really glad I finally got to play with it. This setting powder has really become something I'm reaching for every single day, and you guys know I have a ton of powders in this tiny beauty space. Loose powders and powders overall, they're my jam. I don't want to say I'm an expert because I feel like to say you're an expert, you need to know a little bit more of the chemical formulations and whatnot, but for my face, I'm kind of an expert with what powders work great and which ones I think I'm going to continually reach for. I also just kind of like watch my behaviors and I'm like, ooh, am I reaching for this or am I going back to a favorite that I already knew worked great over something new? I've reached for this day after day since these boxes arrived. These were the only two things that I had been trying a little longer than everything else because everything else was new to me. Loving this. Loving this. And now that I got to try it for under the eyes with that palette to kind of catch all of the fallout because it's so pigmented, mwah, chef's kiss. The mascara, I want to give more opportunities to. This was a first impression, and at first I was really enjoying like how the first eye went. And then as I was, shifting over to the side, doing the under lashes, what I noticed was how clumpy this formula started to become. But we know first impressions with mascaras are only just that. First impressions. Mascaras can really surprise us midlife by, halfway through. So I'm going to keep trying this. Stay tuned. I'll give you my update soon. It's for $25. I want to be able to also tell my friends that don't get BoxyCharm anymore, is this worth your money? Because I got some other ones that I've said are worth your money. This one, jury's out on this yet. The brow definer is something I'm so glad I've already had in my collection so I could try it for you on camera to let you know how it really works, how it applies with other products. It is really good. I'm curious, since that other taupe product worked for me, I'm so curious about this one, but I'll have to keep you in the loop on if I put this in a giveaway, give it to a friend, or if I try it. It could be a good shade for some like lip lining though, for like lip contouring. I don't know. Liquid lipsticks, kind of a bummer for me. Again, we're mostly talking about color at this moment. So I wonder if I would have gotten, if I wouldn't have mixed these, I wonder if I would have had a better lip experience. I am fine with the final results when I was trying to mix these two, but it's because I did some work and put a gloss on that kind of blended it all back out. But it's also the finish, you know, it's matte. It is what it is. I do kind of wish I would have gotten a better color for this, but it is super duper drying. And I know some people are just kind of out of that matte liquid lip life, but there are so many options in this premium box as far as everything that I've been seeing and sneak peeking for you on my Instagram. And if you don't follow me there, you can follow me right here, because I do give you guys behind the scenes of what I'm working on for videos, maybe BoxyCharm intel, possible things coming, but I always give you a warning, no worries, because if you're a girl that doesn't want to have spoilers, I'll give you a heads up. A lot of options coming in the boxes, so you may not even get one of these lippies if the matte's not your jam. The lashes, I think, are really nice because they're not too much of a lash, at least not in person. I can totally still see the yellow that's on my lid directly behind these very long lashes, because they are long, but they're thin, they're wispy. I'm really excited to try these with a little bit more of a neutral look. Yeah, I said it because, you know, that's where we've been living a lot, but we needed some color. We're slowly bringing some color back into our lives, right? Because I've already told you a million times this year about some neutral palettes I've been loving, so why not give us a little bit of variety with color? But I would like to see these, that being said, with a neutral look, just to see how it complements a complete look. And you guys, I think that is everything for my boxes. How much was this Anastasia box, just out of curiosity? And I'm curious, when I get my paid for box, how is that going to compare? So this is a $178 takeover box for ABH, which is super awesome. I love that. And then for the base box, it's $152. A lot of it is because some skincare that is great can get pricey. So I love seeing a great value in the base box. I'd really love to see Boxy/Ipsy who purchased them. Hey, if you're watching, those of us that really love you and your brand and have been with you through the years, and you want to know what we still want, listen to us here. We'd like a little bit more makeup. Just having a brow pencil, it's nice. I'm always running through brow products, especially, you know, just since I blend and marry a bunch of shit in my brows. But we do want a little bit more makeup. And by a little bit more, I mean, try going full blast on the makeup for a little bit and let us tell you to back off, okay? Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching and doing this double unboxing with me with my PR boxes from BoxyCharm and going through the try-ons. And now my final thoughts here. I love doing these videos with you guys, and if you want more information, please check out my description box below. And if you happen to be new here, hi new friends, I really hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on all of the upcoming videos I do every single week, sometimes, a lot of times, about BoxyCharm. We've got reviews, a bunch of fun things coming for the summer. I hope you don't miss out. Bye, friends.